My name is Anouk Wipprecht, and I'm a Dutch fashion tech designer, which means that I combine technology with fashion. So I use microcontrollers, and yeah, I do a little bit of these things. It's not always really handy to get that through the airport security, for example. Most of it I get taken out because people think it's bombs, for example. I need to tell them, no, it's actually dresses that do things. So yeah, I'm traveling around a lot. I work from different things, from my partner companies. I work with a lot of tech companies myself. I also work from maker spaces, from hacker spaces, everywhere where I can just call my home for a little bit. I work, and how I do that is by using my laptop to design, to program, and to communicate, my sewing machine to create, construct, and produce, and my soldering station or my little tech lab to construct, to compile, and to engineer. So what I make with that are dresses, mostly dresses. I should do more with boy design as well, but I hope that comes soon. Mostly I'm working together with a brand, like for example here, car company Audi. And Audi is coming up to me that they want to have, that they want to explore the notion of fashion and technology with their cars. And what I did is I took one of their cars and I basically hacked it. I used both the shapes, both the design elements from the car, and I put that in 3D printed dresses. I also used, for example, the high power LEDs that were in the car and also the parking sensors, and I put them in the dresses as well. So yeah, hacking the car and making dresses out of that. Fantastic. So what you see here is a dress that is running 60 watts high power LED. And as soon as you come near, these LEDs are blasting out. I did some things for car companies before and at car shows, like the bigger car shows. And what I don't like is how how females are being projected there. I saw a lot of girls in like sort of short, tight dresses, like sort of tigering over cars, and that was not something that I liked, and nor Audi. So so what I create with them is a really strong collection in where the girls are in control. They're not selling the car, they're drivers of the car, or they're entities with these cars, sort of. So that's a really cool project that Audi lets me play with. At the moment, these dresses are being produced in a collection of 14 dresses. At this moment in China, actually they're being shown 120 shows. So that is something that I really need to work towards. Always keep these things running, of course. So there's some challenges in that. So yeah, these are being at the moment being shown in China, in Shenzhen. At this point of time, and they're traveling around within Asia until November. So November is the time that I show the last dress, and it's the dress that I'm working on at the moment. Here you can see some of the developments. This dress that you see here up is not only lightning up, it also has 11 little motors in there, so it's pushing up. So it's the notion of these not only solid dresses, but they're also morphing, and they're morphing with their environment. Another dress that I made was the production map dress, which I showed a year ago at Audi City in Berlin, in which I wanted to create this dress, which is transforming, based a little bit on the VR things that they're doing in that space. So basically, while the models were walking, it's this full interactive show in which the designs are responding with their environment. Another thing that I recently did was getting into prosthetics a little bit more. One thing how I did that was with Victoria Modesta. She's a really badass girl in the music industry. She is having her leg removed, and we have been just trying to figure out what we could do with it. And the cool thing is that she let me play with her body in a way. So so instead of saying like, okay, that's so pity, you're missing a limb, actually we see it as a place that we can store a shitload of electronics. So that's really cool. So that's something that we're doing. Here you can see her spike leg. I'm busy with using an accelerometer in where instead of, for example, we have our feet, and you cannot really have that much acceleration. I see her spike as a ballerina, a shoe, like she can point, and by that I can create an acceleration, a movement in which she can control. For example, here she has the smoke leg, in which she can control sound and visuals around her. So other than her having a band and having those things, she is actually, by the use of this prosthetic, which I'm building with her now, able to steer music and visuals around her. So that is a cool project according to music. Another thing that, recording to music, when I first came to the States, I got invited to this thing and I got a call to make something for a big sports game. And I didn't not know the Super Bowl at that time. It was like 2011. And they said something like, okay, yeah, it's for the Black Eyed Peas and it's like a big sports game. And I was like, okay, yeah, let's make something. I did not know that was like the biggest football game in America ever, sort of. So that was pretty funny. Me coming here and like sort of welcome to America. So it was I don't know. I still don't know what to think of that. But it was cool. It was like a roller coaster. So what they asked me to do was to create something for Fergie of the Black Eyed Peas, which you can see here. They wanted me to create a little bit a sexy dress, sort of. What I told them is I'm not going to make a sexy dress. Instead, I was looking at these plates from the football players themselves, and I wanted to introduce them in the silhouette. So what I did was I was doing a lot of like research how I could do that. One thing is the Super Bowl is really bright, sort of. So I needed to create something that was pretty bright as well. So together with Tom Tellman in Los Angeles, we created this shield. It's high power LEDs, and there's also Swarovski crystals, and they're actually functioning as heatsink. And that is the dog. It was like really big help. This dog was amazing. But yeah, so these Swarovskis, they were functioning as heat sinks. So I was looking at the notion of like instead of having these bulky heat sinks, which are not really sexy, to use actually the Swarovski crystals and the layered surface in order to cool these LEDs down. Also shoes with optic fiber, so it's Luminex, which I was using in at that time. That was 2011. So here you can see some of the development. The shoe was higher. I made a little bit a fake ankle in there to make the shape go a little bit more steep. In the end, you see the left one that I produced was a little bit lower because 2 weeks prior they told me that they were gonna walk on grass. So I made it a little bit lower. So here you can see the shoes, which she was wearing there. And this is a little video of the piece on stage. So this was the first time that I came to America. So it was like, yeah. So what you can see is like it was really bright, so it was really visible. So these high power LEDs, like you could really see sort of. So that was the win. So that was the good part. She had the little battery packs under her shoulder blades. She was able to bounce with it and like jump as she does. And that was terrifying. So. Moving on. So I was doing a lot in 2011 with the entertainment industry. Like we did some things for other like celebrity bands as well. A little bit the problem that I had there was I was making stuff sort of, but the people there didn't want to have the conversation with me about technology, the poetics, or the symbiosis that you can create by having technology connected on your body, to your body, and also towards the surroundings. And this is